a abrupt emergency. We are wrestling.
Been a fan of AEW since day one.
Did you ever think that we'd be, talking about a topic like this?
We are Wrestling Extras!
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, the best one, Donnie, here back on We Are Wrestling with...
What is going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs. Ben here, 1/3. Don, it's great to fucking have you back. Right as I'm nailing the intros, you make your grand return. Thank you, because my God, it is fucking intimidating. But man, good to have you back.
It feels good to be back, man. I'll tell you, 3 weeks ago, I felt absolutely burnt out. 3 weeks later, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take We Are Wrestling to the next level. And we got a lot of catching up to do, and it feels great to be back.
Yeah, man, the extra is going to be pretty fucking juicy. Really, really juicy. And, speaking of the extra, we're going to take some time and get reacquainted. Don, so how was your vacation, bud? Like, give us shine us some light on what you did.
Well, before we get into that vacation,
oh,
man,
shit, that's right.
You're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers.
Let's go.
The best way to support us is by hitting that subscribe button now. Turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO. And of course, you already know the grind is real. And I'm back to save all you We Are Wrestling Maniacs from Danny Huckins. So let's get into this extra.
Man, oh God, bring some structure.
So good. Feels
Bring
so
some
good.
fucking structure back into this bitch. Let's go. Yeah, man. So before I decided to butcher up that fucking intro, how was your vacation, man?
So my vacation, it was pretty solid. I took a lot of time to, rebuild the studio, because something that really helps with my, mental health has always been like cleaning and like organizing things. And when you're, doing stuff consistently, you tend to like forget about those little things. And like my studio, I had figures piling up. I had a bunch of things going on. So I decided to really take the time to, redo the background, redo some things. And I also, went to a Northeast wrestling show with my fiance.
Fuck
And
yeah.
it felt good not to like fully vlog, but like we still did a little vlog because, I got that creator itch. So I had
That,
to.
and it's more like, your vacation and like your personal life, and you're just attending, a wrestling show with your significant other. It's not We Are Wrestling based. It's just a good time for you.
Exactly. And the best thing too was normally at these big shows, like when I'm driving a few hours from like, Poughkeepsie or like Albany, New York from where we live.
Yeah.
Usually I'll just go to the shows and then I'll drive late night, but me and the fiance, we decided to stay out in Poughkeepsie after
yeah.
Northeast Wrestling. So like the next day we didn't leave right away. We actually, checked some stores out in the area. We actually got to explore, which was pretty cool because I didn't have to worry about putting up a hot takes on a Sunday, So that
Hell
felt
yeah,
pretty
man.
good. And just this past weekend, I, went to Newport, Rhode Island with her. We spent the entire weekend out there. Amazing room. We have an amazing vlog coming out to the Best One Donnie channel. And we just had a great time. Great, relaxing vacation. And like, it always feels good when you're like by the ocean and you're just like off of social media and you're just away from like all the news, all the drama, which is something we're going to be catching up here on this extra.
Hell yeah, man. And it's always
Feels
good to
great.
have some, self-reflective time, have some downtime away from the screen, get a taste of that real life again, spend some time with people that you haven't spent, wholesome amounts with, and just kind of getting back in touch with, Earth, So it's kind of nice that you got to get away after for so long, finally taking like a real break. I mean, obviously as a creator, you're always thinking about shit, but you got some time, some downtime away from this, and that's always great, because when you come back, not only is it fresh, you got the itch, but you have more open mind in terms of creativity, and you've had time to reflect now. So,
and I'll tell
now
you
that
this
you're back on
right
the screen,
now. One of the best things too, with doing all this traveling, going to Poughkeepsie and, going to Newport, Rhode Island, I've actually been, listening to a lot more podcasts recently. I've really got myself into the Major Wrestling Figure podcast.
Hey, dude, like I said, pass your personal time the way you please. It's just it's always good to step away after grinding on something for so long. Even your passion can burn you out, and when you start to get more frustrated and it starts to feel more like a chore. Oh my god. Oh, got fucking choked up for a second there. When it starts to feel like a fucking chore, it's never a good time. Your heart's not in it, so your content's going to be half-assed, and, you're not going to have the passion for it. And when you burn yourself out, you start questioning, do I even really want to do this anymore? And when that starts becoming a real thing, there's obviously an issue. So it's always good to take a step back, reevaluate, recalibrate, and, go. And then you can still have that
that's
passion
the thing,
for it.
man. One final thing too. One thing I was able to do for these 3 weeks was catch up on video games, because that's something I never have the time to do, running 3 YouTube channels, working full time outside of here, being a good future husband, and just, I'm always going. So I
Yeah,
actually
man.
been playing some Switch.
Hell
Feels pretty
fucking
good.
yeah, dude. Yeah, Switch is easy as fuck to bring around too, because it's so small, mobilized, and it's great. So having a Switch on deck, perfect.
That's right. And with the wrestling, I haven't really been watching a lot of it. I've been, paying attention to some of the wrestling news that you and, Danny be posting in like the articles on our group page. And like,
Yeah.
I've been, seeing some things happening. Trish Stratus turning heel. I see, MJF and Sammy Guevara all of a sudden are like best friends in the entire world. A lot of crazy shit's been happening since I've been gone.
I have a feeling that it's going to be long-term storytelling for fucking Jericho Appreciation Society. I have
Yeah.
a feeling it's infiltration.
It's all
And
set up, I think. with what's
Sammy
gonna
Guevara,
happen.
dude. You already know
Sammy
my
Guevara is
views.
playing MJF.
You already know my views. But is there anything specific you wanted to talk about that we missed? That you missed, rather?
Well, damn, man, because the first thing that happened when I was on my vacation, there was a whole thing with WWE selling to Endeavor with
Yeah.
Vince McMahon. A lot of things going on with Mr. McMahon, Mr. McMuffin.
Mr. McMahon is dead. Sorry,
And
he said it on the interview.
My thoughts on that, man, real quick, about the whole, WWE selling to Endeavor. Great decision on WWE's behalf, because Endeavor, they actually do, have ownership of the UFC, and they're able to still operate things. Lets Dana White do what he needs to do. And the same situation's going to happen. Endeavor, is going to let, Triple H take the reins with creative, let Vince, Nick Khan, whoever, is in staffer, do what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's all right. I think a lot of people, just need to relax about it.
Yeah, now, like, with those details obviously emerging and everything, with, confirmation that they did get indeed sold to Endeavor, we can put a lot of that to rest, and rest assured that the show's going to go on smoothly, especially now with this draft coming up. Apparently, tag teams are getting broken up, storylines are resetting, new gimmicks, excuse me, all that shit is going to be like around the corner. So Triple H is having his official clean slate. The Triple H era is officially kicking off with this draft, apparently.
My question is, though, do you think that Vince McMahon does have anything to do with creative at all?
Omos.
Yeah, I was going to tell you,
Omos.
I did see a picture surface of Omos versus Rollins at Backlash.
Mhm.
Is that actually happening?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, hopefully Seth Rollins can freaking curb stomp freaking Omos back to the Performance Center.
I don't know what Vince sees in him. I don't. What, just because he's fucking huge? Like, that's it, bro. Like, that's literally it. He's just big. And
I saw too something about, like, speaking of, like, Omos with, MVP. I did hear that the Hurt Business are not going to be reforming that.
nope.
That is fucking stupid.
Apparently it was like a last minute change too. Apparently it was going to be a go, and then they're just like nixed it. And dude, that's got to be fucking frustrating for
That's Vince McMahon
Cedric
in
and
Triple
Shelton.
H's ear saying, "You can't freaking go back in time, Paul."
It's not good shit. It's not. Do you want to get fired? Because that's how you get fired. Yeah,
Honestly, like, I am very excited that I did come back the week of the draft, because I know these 3 weeks, I guess from like a lot of people were saying, from what I was reading, was it felt like filler shows. Like Raw and SmackDown just felt like they were just trying to fill up the time and just wait until this Friday for SmackDown with the draft.
I don't know. Like I honestly don't know what we have in store because I have a feeling this isn't going to be like our typical draft. Like in a lot of ways it is, but the stakes are higher if that makes sense. Because we're going officially into the Triple H era, so when he says tag teams are being broken up, like there's so many questions there. There's so many fucking questions there. Like you see champions, major champions making jumps, each roster fucking flipping, so it's really, really interesting to think about,
And that's the thing, like with the draft, that's going to be the main event for this extra. We're going to give our thoughts, on the draft and what we want to see happen. I know
Mhm.
this week, a lot of our content here on the We Are Wrestling channel is going to be based on the draft. We're going to be doing a fantasy draft, I believe, some point this week.
Yeah.
And we're going to be doing some pretty cool content. Everything's going to be, getting resumed back to the way it was. New episodes of the podcast will be coming back on Saturdays. Guys, I apologize for it, but we're going to be having, consistent content moving forward. You're not
Absolutely.
going to want to miss.
Yep.
So I also do want to give my thoughts on Trish Stratus turning heel before we get
Hell
into
yeah.
some of the news. So
Okay.
with Trish Stratus turning heel, I knew this was going to happen at some point,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of excited to see her as a heel because the last time we got to see her work as a heel was like 2004, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time, and I think her and Becky Lynch, they definitely should be building this for SummerSlam and have these
Yeah.
two, put on a classic.
It's just nuts how early they decided to do it because I'm like, it's only April and SummerSlam's not till fucking August.
But what I wonder is, what are they going to do with Lita and Trish?
I don't know, man. Like,
Because wasn't Trish the one that attacked Lita?
I think so. I don't like again. I don't know how they're gonna fucking do this, bro. Like I don't know because I'm like, it's only fucking April and SummerSlam is until fucking August. So I'm like, dude, what is happening? Like, how far can you stretch this thing until it becomes irrelevant with the fans?
And that's the
so
big
it's like,
thing
why
that I'm
this
worried
early?
about with the whole thing. Definitely.
Yeah. So I'm
But it
like,
does feel like a fresh air, though, seeing her turn heel.
no,
will
for
say.
sure. I'm with it. Like it's nice. I'm always open to heel turns. Like I just look at again as much as I fucking hate what's been happening. Roman Reigns, perfect example. Vince harnessed that dude like a bitch. Triple H says here, and like, or Vince goes, okay, let's try this new direction. You're gonna be the tribal chief, and he fucking ran with it, and look what happened. Completely revamped this dude's career. His pay went right the fuck up. The dude's on a part-time schedule right now, making fucking full-time money. Like, he's fucking killing it, So I'm obviously open to heel turns. As a matter of fact, I feel like there's a select few that need one. Bianca Belair being one of them.
That is, definitely
I just-
somebody that, could be solid. I think a good heel in the future. But
I
you guys already know how
also-
I feel about that.
Yeah, like it just... And I'm also going to, leave this out here. This is my first prediction for the fucking draft, and I'm making it now. Rhea Ripley's going to Raw.
Ooh.
I'm saying that now. There's going to be a title swap. There's
Okay,
gonna be a title swap.
So you think Rhea Ripley's going to go to Raw, Bianca's going to go to SmackDown? The
Absolutely.
champions... that I remember back in the day, man. Ruthless Aggression drafts when they did that. That was
Yep.
great when they did the whole John Cena to Raw and then Batista to SmackDown. Like, it
Yeah.
really felt fresh, both brands.
So now that there's going to be a draft, how are they going to split up these titles?
Ooh, before, we get into all of that, let's talk about a
Let's
quick
move
thing with Von Wagner, NXT star. Yeah, WWE, they're very high on him. They think that he's going to be a future WrestleMania main eventer. How do you feel about that, Ben?
I don't know who the fuck Von Wagner is.
Hold on, I'm going to pop a picture up for you.
I don't know who the
Von
fuck
Wagner.
Von Wagner is, bro. Like, it's probably also like me being completely like incoherent to NXT. So I'm like, I don't watch colorful NXT, and I seldomly watched Black and yeah, and I don't watch I barely watched fucking Black and Gold, which I heard was like godsend, and I've seen matches about it, and it's like you guys were right. I just unfortunately wasn't able to watch it.
God. Yeah, let's use his Performance Center picture. That's
Fuck
perfect.
it, why not? Why not?
That's
Let's
perfect.
do
That's
that.
like the picture they always use for the documentary.
Von Wagner.
Here, Ben, this is your first initial reaction You've never seen Von Wagner before, right?
No, I've never seen Von Wagner before. That's
All
a
right. Well,
very
here is the
unique
next
name.
tribal chief.
What the fuck is that? Is that a Neanderthal? You're joking, right? No, that's
Nope. He's the face. Well, they tried making him the face of the colorful NXT 2.0. In the first episode, they did this fatal 4-way match, like to determine like a new NXT champion, and they had a surprise for the fourth person. So a lot of people were very excited for this fourth
and
person.
this fucking dude came out.
And Von Wagner was the fourth person. And right
the
now
energy,
they
that
have
shit
him
was
paired.
silent.
Right now they have him paired with this manager named Robert Stone, who used to be in TNA, known as Robbie E.
Okay.
Used to play like the Jersey Shore character.
Yeah.
Which I do like the Robert Stone character, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I
this
got you.
is the future of WWE right there. Von Wagner.
Listen, Drew McIntyre was the future for like fucking 11 years, man. I don't know what future he's gonna be in, but it's probably gonna be like WrestleMania 50. Because I don't know, man.
I think this is gonna upset you, Ben, when I tell you this, and I feel like I shouldn't because now you're gonna be judging Von Wagner for the rest of his career when I tell you this take.
Oh no.
So some people in WWE
Oh god.
compare Von Wagner to one of your favorite wrestlers, Edge.
He is my favorite wrestler of all time. Do not. Von Wagner.
Like Kurt Angle says, it's true.
It's damn true. Like, have you seen Von Wagner performing in the ring?
Yes, I have.
Does he resemble Edge at all?
No.
So
not
why
one
the
bit.
fuck are they comparing him to goddamn Edge?
I don't know.
I think
really don't
that
know.
is some John Laurinaitis thinking right there. Sorry.
I've watched Von
Johnny
Wagner
Ace, bro.
wrestle a few times because of the comparisons, because this comparison and like reports, they've been out
Nope.
since he debuted, and he is very mediocre at best in the ring. I
Yeah,
could
bro.
see him being maybe a mid-card guy, but nothing
I'm sorry.
nothing like Intercontinental or United States.
Bro, I'm sorry, but do not compare Homeboy to Edge, because if he has not had a live sex session on fucking live television, then I don't want to hear nothing. I'm sorry, like, I hate to trash this guy, but my god, that's our WrestleMania main eventer. All right, yeah, so I don't, yeah, my thoughts are just, yeah, meh. Until I check him out and, eat my own words per se, then no.
Von
you can't
Wagner
sell me.
is the future tribal chief. You heard it here first on We Are Wrestling.
Can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't
All
do
right,
it.
so now let's get back into the draft to
All right.
end this extra off because, of course, WWE, they're going to be doing the draft. It's going to start on Friday Night SmackDown, and it's going to be following on to Monday Night Raw. So how do you feel about WWE doing a draft?
I think it's brilliant. They've stacked up the roster again, so there's definitely a lot more players out there that could benefit from this. With, again, the clean slate Triple H era officially starting with the draft. I think it's brilliant, I think it's a good way to mix things up. I think it's an interesting way to shake up the roster, per se. I think that it's a good move, overall. I think that we're really in for a treat, and I'm excited about it.
So my thoughts on WWE doing a draft, I think this is a great move. Having all of these guys that Triple H is bringing in, and even having a whole performance center full of hungry young talent that want the opportunity. I think that there's more opportunities, more doors that could be open with a brand split. We saw it in Ruthless Aggression, two eras that we grew up watching. And I just think that this is going to benefit a lot of these Triple H guys to really get over. But
Yeah.
something I'm really hoping out of this draft is two things. The first thing, one tag team division. So the titles, one tag team titles, they can go both the Raw and SmackDown. We don't
Yeah.
need two separate tag team titles in two different divisions.
Yeah.
And the second thing, we need to separate the Universal and the WWE Championship.
That's
Unpopular
big.
opinion, but we need to separate the titles. I know Roman right now is one of the biggest stars out there. The titles look good on him, but we need to bring the Universal back to its own brand to have
Man,
guys like, Finn Balor, AJ Styles going for that title, even Gunter.
man, at this point, obviously Roman's definitely going to break 1,000 days. That's what they're going to do.
100%.
But at this point, I don't know how or where they're going to fucking split up the titles at this point. Like, I could see him going into Mania next year still having both. And that is honestly so fucking frustrating because it's like, dude, like, we get it. Like, it's stupid at this point. Like, realistically, after Saudi Arabia, I could see him dropping the titles at any time. But at the same time, it's like you'd want it to be huge. And the only fucking huge spectacle where it could be like, oh, he finally lost the titles at WrestleMania fucking 40.
Well, here's what I think is going to happen overall now with Roman Reigns and the titles. I think realistically in the draft, they're not going to separate the titles, which if they don't separate the titles, I kind of hope that we can get maybe another mid-card title on both brands, just so there's another title for people to compete for. Like, Karrion Kross, like, Pete Dunne when he comes back.
Bring the European Championship back.
Exactly.
Like, bring
something
the European Championship for the
something like
hardcore.
that. But here's the thing, though. Like, I feel like it's going to be Cody Rhodes who takes the title off of Roman Reigns. I know a lot of us were really sad, really depressed after WrestleMania. And
Yeah.
obviously, I've had 3 weeks to, process everything that's happened and
Digest it a bit.
being away from doing this. And I got to say, in my opinion, it was the right call because Cody Rhodes, he has the underdog story and he talks about, finishing the story. And you can't just have the man be entered number 30 in the Royal Rumble and, be away for a while because of the torn pec and just have an easy win at Mania. And I know a lot of us wanted it because Roman Reigns was gone for, been champion for over 1,000 days. 1,000 days we've been dealing with him as champion. So that's why, for all of us, we wanted Cody to win. But now we're going to get this whole, underdog story, similar to John Cena losing to The Rock at, Backlash. It's going to be Cody versus Brock, which I love what they're doing here.
No, 100.
Brock and Cody.
Yeah.
But I think that having Cody, go through some of these big guys eventually to get back to Roman, maybe at SummerSlam, maybe at next year's WrestleMania, I think it's going to be worth it and it's going to be a bigger payoff.
Maybe. I'm tired of it, but you already know my thoughts there.
But you can't have
we
Cody
could talk
lose
about
twice.
it.
You can't have him lose twice to Roman because
No,
then
'cause
all the
at that point-
credibility's gone.
Mm-hmm.
At that point.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just buried what could have been your fucking future.
Yep, pretty much. But I do think, like, with the draft, that's, like, what I want. I really want, both brands. Like, I want there to be just one tag title and, pretty much have, Sammy and Kevin go to both brands. And that will really help, the tag team divisions, they can be showcased a lot better, I think.
Absolutely. I agree, man.
And we need 2 GMs.
Mhm.
Adam Pearce on one brand, somebody else on the other. No freaking Adam Pearce on both shows.
No, absolutely.
Please,
No, Adam
love me
Pearce
not.
definitely, and maybe honestly, I would even fucking shit. Who'd be a good GM? There's quite a few choices out there. I could honestly. Do we want a legend or do we want someone who's like still kind of current?
I say, maybe a legend.
Honestly, man, I wish it could have been William Regal. I wish it could have been, but his contract and everything. Jesus Christ, excuse me. His contract and everything. Yeah, he can't do it right now. But I wish that Roman wasn't here right now because I would say Paul Heyman. I would say Paul Heyman in a heartbeat, but he's tied up in a storyline.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like 2 GMs. Adam Pearce, definitely. I love Adam Pearce. Put him on fucking SmackDown. And then for Raw, give us somebody like Bruder. Like, shit, even fucking Edge, bro. Like, when he, like, retires from in-ring, fucking put him in a GM role, man. That'd be fucking sick. I'm sorry, it's just my bias talking.
So here's what I'm hoping out of this. Adam Pearce can be the face GM for whatever brand he's on. Have him be the good guy. But now the opposite GM, I want them to be a heel. And honestly, I know you haven't really watched NXT that much. Robert Stone, we just talked about the whole Von Wagner thing. Robert Stone, I think, could be a solid GM. He's like doing like a managing role already in NXT. So why not just have him, come to the opposite brand and just be a heel GM? That'd
be sick. Yeah. You know what? I'm for it.
And he's a new guy, so there's ways, you can get him over, or, bring a legend in and have them be a heel GM.
Hell yeah, dude.
I just miss that nostalgia about like the brand split. I just don't want it to be one because it doesn't make sense. Like in sports, when they're doing drafts and stuff, all the teams, they have general managers. So why can't the SmackDown team have a general manager, and why can't the Raw team have a general manager? They even acknowledge Shawn Michaels as like the GM of NXT.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Absolutely, man.
But I do got to say, though, with like WWE with the draft, man, I'm excited. I'm very excited because I think this is what, WWE needs.
Absolutely. A good shakeup.
A really good shakeup. And we need to really focus on the brands of SmackDown and Raw. Like back in the day, like SmackDown had the Fist.
Yeah.
Like, I just miss like the little things. Like, they need to really take a lot of the things that they did production wise from Ruthless Aggression and bring it into, WWE in 2023.
Yeah.
In order to make this, draft thing work. Like, even in 2016, the draft was pretty solid too with Raw and SmackDown.
I wasn't watching at the time, so.
Yeah, but on SmackDown. But man, SmackDown Live, it was great at the time because you had, a lot of these, guys that weren't getting opportunities, taking full advantage of it. And then eventually WWE strikes a deal with Fox because of how successful they made SmackDown Live at the time.
Yeah.
But guys, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on Von Wagner being a future main eventer and, of course, the WWE draft coming up. Who do you want to see go to Raw? Who do you want to see go to SmackDown? Let us know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, this extra, make sure to smash that like button now. Feels good to be back.
Hell yeah.
You're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already. Subscribe, turn on the post notifications. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow Ben and I on our social medias and other YouTube pages, of course, because the grind is real.
Let's get it.
And, of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.
We are Wrestling Extras.